So when we look at Microsoft 365, it's important to understand how to buy it and what is included in the suites that Microsoft is offering. So right off the bat, if you want to buy any Microsoft Cloud subscription license, what you would require is to understand where and how to buy it and what exactly it is that you're buying. So licensing online services in the M365 product stack consists of a couple of major building blocks. Microsoft 365 is the total name of all the different products that are built as part of the M365 service. M365 is mainly around business productivity and security. So anything from Windows 10 or the Windows 11 OS, Office 365 and all its productivity services like Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, all the Office apps that you are used to and that you know, like Excel and Teams and Outlook and Word, etc. And finally, the Enterprise Mobility and Security suite of products that focus around security, so management of devices through Intune or setting multi-factor authentication for secure logins. That's all covered in the Enterprise Mobility and Security suite. Now, when you're buying online services, you can do that usually through three different channels. And we've talked about this before in many different videos. For instance, the videos that we've done around the Microsoft Customer Agreement, where we explain this in more detail as to what the future of Microsoft licensing is. As such, you see those three models here on screen as well. So you have the Web Direct model, it's number one. The purchase of the Microsoft website, you either pay it upfront on annually or a monthly motion, and that's usually done with a credit card. If the Cloud Solution Program, purchased through authorized Microsoft partners, so you find a partner, they are able to deliver the user subscription licenses to you. And this is done on a upfront motion, either annually, monthly, and for some products like the Dynamics 365 product family, this can either be done on an annually or tri-annual period. Finally, you have what Microsoft calls the volume licensing agreements. So these are purchased through Microsoft directly or through specific partners of Microsoft called licensing solution providers. You need to set up a contract, for instance, an enterprise agreement contract, and you pay your licenses through this contract in an upfront or an annual motion. The contract is usually 3 years, or you sign up to a contract and the term that you're using the services for, usually 3 years, and then you pay that either upfront or annually. Now, like I said in the intro to this series, Microsoft loves to license suites. So M365 can always be seen as a suite of products. And in the Microsoft product terms, Microsoft shows what's all included in whatever suite through the picture you see here on the screen. So you see all the services on the left-hand side. You see all the suites on the top column. And anything that's included in a certain suite gets a blue check mark. So for instance, if you look towards Microsoft 365 Business Premium, which is for smaller mid-sized enterprises, you see that there's certain functionalities included, but also certain aren't included. Whereas if you look to E5, many, if not most, of the Microsoft services that they offer are included in this platform. Why is this important? Microsoft wants to sell you these suites. They feel that these suites basically contain the products and the functionality that you as an end customer need or require. And what that usually leads to is that you sign up for a certain suite, but that suite covers more functionality than you actually require. We often see organizations that buy Microsoft 365 E5 for all their users and say that they're using it, but that's not generally true. You're using certain services from that suite, but you're not using all the services. So there's always underutilization there. So knowing what's included and what's not included in certain suites can help you make your decision on what you want or need to license, so you don't over-license. You don't even have to over-license, not even when the price is very attractive. It's usually better to just buy what you require. Calculating these break-even points is quite easy as well. Microsoft publishes their price list on a monthly basis. You can always check, okay, this is the functionality that I have right now that costs me X. If I buy this suite, it costs Y. Typically, suites are attractive if you look at it from a pricing component perspective when you use more than a few of the biggest building blocks, and we'll get more into that in a later stage in this presentation and in this series. This is something we do, so if you have any doubts if you actually are over licensed or are overpaying for whatever you're using, we do this on a day-to-day basis, so we can always check out the components that you're using, price that out, check what that would cost you if you had a attractive suite or not.